Good morning, guys. It's Christmas Eve. We actually made it to Christmas. I'm so thankful. I also want to thank Jeremy for swapping with me yesterday. We had some student-related stuff going on that I had to handle late into the evening after driving back from South Carolina, and I wasn't able to spend the time preparing my devotion like I would like to. So he just knocked it out of the park, and his Christmas cards showed up, so it was like a win-win for everybody. Christmas Eve has always been probably my favorite day of the Christmas season. Now, of course, Christmas Day is cool, right, because of all the presents and all the stuff and the parades you see on TV. But for me, it's always been Christmas Eve. The house that I grew up in was just a couple hundred yards through the woods to my great-grandparents' house, which actually later became my grandparents' house. And it was kind of like the family hub where we hosted Christmas Eve lunch, and the extended family came, people you hadn't seen all year pretty much, and I loved every single bit of it. I'd get up early, I'd eat breakfast at my house, and then I'd run through the woods to my great-grandparents' house, and they would have already started cooking the food, and man, the house, it would just smell amazing, right? My great-grandfather he just refused to have one of those plastic trees in the house, so there was always fresh trees and fresh wreaths on the doors, and it made everything smell like you were in the middle of this just beautiful winter forest. They also had a wood-burning fireplace that was typically rolling hot by this point in the day. Now, of course, if you remember, I grew up in Myrtle Beach, right? So we wouldn't really need a fireplace. Oftentimes, we'd actually have to turn the air conditioner on to keep us all from melting. But it was Christmas, and we needed a fire in the fireplace. You know, these memories to me are still so vivid, even after years of being away from that house. I can even tell you where the decorations were, like what stocking was on what mantle and what wreath was on what door. It's that firmly stamped in my mind. Now, of course, all that sounds like a forgotten past today, right? Who actually does Christmas like that? Well, some of you guys might, and if you do, man, I encourage you to treasure those times because they are amazing. But the most important thing I remember is just the feeling of family on Christmas Eve, right? The food, it was fantastic. The gifts were great, but the family was what meant the most in being together. Proverbs 15:16-17 gives us some insight on why family is so important. And here's what it says. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fattened ox and hatred with it. It's not the stuff that we have, guys. It's the people that we share it with that make things special. It has been the craziest year, and I'm about done with 2020 and my patience, but I'm thankful for the people that I've been through all this craziness with. You know, God has given us the extended family of believers to support, to encourage, and to love each other through this tough year. It's better to have a little bit less under the tree or on the table and to be in the presence of those people that we love than to have the biggest presents and the finest meal with people that really don't mean that much to us. That's what I'm always reminded of at Christmas Eve. And just like I look forward to Christmas Eve at my great-grandparents' house, guys, this year I look forward to Christmas Eve with my own family in my own house. We're all here, we're all healthy, and God has done some great things in 2020. And it might not be the stack of presents that some people want, but the love of family is going to make any situation better. Guys, know that my family is praying for all of you this Christmas and into this new year ahead of us in 2021. I also wanted to take just a second to remind everyone before I close out that our Christmas Eve service is going to be digital this year, and it's going to start at 5 p.m. It's going to be really cool because we get, as pastors, can sit around with our families and enjoy it too. You can find it on all the normal places that you stream our services. It's going to be on the website, on YouTube, and even on Facebook. Don't forget to watch to the end, though, because I tell you, there's a goofy sketch from some of our pastors that you guys are going to love. Guys, have a very, very Merry Christmas. We love you all.